Welcome to ATB-TV. I'm Darren Dance here with Peter Morganti, and we are at the successful stables of Archie Alexander, who had his first winner for ATB this week, but we'll come back to that on this beautiful Thursday afternoon in Ballarat. Pete, run us through last week's runners. Where do we start?
We'll go back to Warrnambool. Misty C first up, ran 6, only beaten 2.5 lengths. Okay.
I thought it was better than okay. I thought you guys were a bit hard on the horse.
Weary was hard on the jockey.
You and Yendall. I thought the horse ran really well. He's always going to need that run first up. He's going to need more distance, and I was really pleased with the way he finished off.
Yeah.
I thought you blokes were a bit hard.
Oh, I reckon Yendall was harsh. I was okay with it.
Good.
That was basically his third trial, so he's ready to go after this.
Yep, no, he'll be winning races this prep. Good to see.
Horse that excited us the following day was Yogi at Caulfield.
Well, I think everyone wanted to know how he was going to go first up, and I gave my honest assessment that he was no hope. And if he ran in the first half over 1800 first up, I'd be happy. And I was right. No one collected, and he ran in the first half.
And you were delighted.
And I thought it was better than what we thought, obviously. He flew home and just missed for third and got beat, what was it, 2 lengths? 2.5 lengths?
Tops. Yep.
And ran super, and Darren Weir said he's come back really well, so...
Even surprised Weary a touch, 1800. So.
Oh, look, I'm pleased to see him now pushing these stayers out to 1800 first up. I think in Australia we waste these horses running them over 14 and 1600, and by the time we get them fit and out to their right distance, they're ready for the paddock.
Especially the good stars like him. Yeah. So
he's on a Warrnambool Cup prep, and can't wait for the Train Cup Sunday week.
Yep. For Largo, same day, he was in the Warwick Cup, and he ran well, beaten 5. Obviously a circuit that didn't suit him, and the ground didn't suit him. He
is a horse that'll do nothing until he gets to 2,000 plus, until he gets to a wet track.
Yeah, but that was good, the run. That tops him off.
He needs 2 more runs before we can even talk about him running top 3.
No, that's right. And as you referred to before, the winner for the week come from the Alexander stable, and that was a very well-deserved win to Connery and to all his owners.
Yeah, well, there was a big crowd there at stall on Easter Sunday, and they got the chocolates.
Got the bunny. Yeah, they did too.
He was no bunny that day.
Jeez, 2 in a row.
I've been thinking about this all the way in.
Big Roger took over the proceedings. He collected the cup, filled it up. Looked like it was that big.
Now, what's going on there, Pete? I don't know in the history of racing that I've been involved in for over 30 years. I've never seen a political party sponsor a race before.
No. It's quite...
the Labor Party sponsored the race.
Labor for ripping is sort of...
What's going on there?
Yeah, I don't know, but anyway.
Is that legal?
They did it. Used a bit of our...
Roger was going to ring up the Ombudsman's department and see if that was allowed.
Well, he collected the trophy.
Yep. No, he was very snug there with the young lady from the Labor Party.
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah, no, he was. But anyway, look, it was a really good move by Archie just to go to a weaker maiden and just get the job done.
And Jordan Childs took no chances. Charged forwards, got on the outside and wasn't going to get boxed in or let him play any games. And as soon as they started coming, he took off and it won by 3.5.
He said he kept looking back to the ones coming from behind. If he had to go early, he was going.
So. I think he's lost 3 races, that horse running second, beating less than 6 inches in total.
Exactly.
But it was good to see. Congratulations, everyone. Well done to Archie and Jordan Childs. Just had a look at the horse here in the paddock. He's lovely and relaxed and bright, and we'll head off to Melbourne with him next start in a midweeker, and he'll give him something to chase again.
It'll be very hard to beat. Yep.
Confidence, Pete.
Oh, I love it. Same day, different neck of the woods. Tennessee Gold. Here's a little mare that's just going along nicely, doing her thing, getting her up over a trip.
She looked a treat. Finished
5th, beaten 2 and a bit.
Over
1,500, so that was progressed out from 1,200.
And I tend to agree with you. She's improved out of sight since she left the Weir Yard.
Yeah, it's amazing. I don't normally see it. Mr. Matherick, he's a man on a mission, and so far all's good. And yeah, look, she looks well, she's racing well. I think
she's not far off the win.
No, we'll get her out to about 700 or 1800, and away we go. Not so good the next day. Stringer Bell, it was sort of didn't go to plan. He wasn't meant to lead, and yeah, look, back to the drawing board with him.
Blinkers off.
Yeah.
Back to Ballarat to be trained.
I think he's going to get a little freshen, like not so much a freshen, but just change a few things up. Blinkers off.
He's probably got one more to go.
Need to see
something
dramatic improvement.
Got to see something.
Astrological on the Tuesday out here at Ballarat. Now she come off a little a little bit of a hiccup with her leg and
had
5 weeks between runs, but she ran well, Darren, in a good maiden.
She looked like us in the manning yard before the race, and she ran like we would have. Went quick enough, but got tired late.
Yeah.
And I thought on the wrong part of the track. Barrier one, no one's fault, not having to go at anyone, but just the slow lane and coming off a 5-week break to run 5th, I think.
Yeah,
beaten in a photo.
Beat 2.5.
Yeah, I thought that was outstanding, and she'll strip fitter for that, and she's got a maiden win written all over her very soon.
Last 2 or 3 times we've been beaten out here, it's been Snowden, Waterhouse, so they get out to these countries. It's not hard to win. Not easy to win at Ballarat.
We need to put a fence up on the border.
Yeah.
Stop them getting down here.
Yep. So that covered them all. So we had a winner and we had a couple of nice runs and a couple improving. Yep. Moving to our races Saturday. As we speak about the Alexander stable, the Tavistock filly Fashion Stock, who we just had a look at in her little barn, looks great. Kicks off her racing career.
Yeah, it's too, she's drawn one. It's too short for her.
Yep.
And you know, someone's riding her that it's not one of my top 400 riders, but anyway, there was no one else available.
I'll bring out that vision if I can find it, or the voiceover.
Anyway, look, she's having a run there to warm up and kick off, and she's a staying type of filly, and got to start somewhere.
Exactly. Angel Lass with Robbie Griffiths, drawn 13. We're 50-50 whether she runs, I think, from that go to Werribee.
I'm 90-10 that she shouldn't run.
Well, there you go. We've got
and I've told Robbie.
Nominated also at Seymour and Sandown, so they might be the better options going forward.
I reckon any option would be better.
Rightio. Let's go to Sunday. We have 3 runners. Echuca, 2 in the 1 race. We've got Subplane kicking off over a mile, and Revolutionary. Both would prefer Sting out of the ground. But I mean,
where are we going?
It's Echuca. 1600.
Have they got a big irrigator?
1650 benchmark. It's going to be warm again too.
Yeah, 30. Probably 35 up there.
40 last time I went there, so...
Yeah, look, these are, Revolutionary is just a wet tracker and it hasn't rained. Playing trialled okay the other day. He's more mature this time. He's a stayer. He loves it wet. Both these horses are in now because it's supposed to be wet. And here we are, the first week of April, and it's bone dry. So it's going to come, but we're probably going to have to give them a run or 2 before we get them back onto the wet.
Yep, and that's a classic for those 2. Clairvaux is here at Ballarat, same day, over a mile. Barrier 1 again, Damien Thornton.
He won't be doing much.
No, but he probably needs to show a little without doing much.
At least Ballarat's got a bit of give in it. They'll put a bit of water on it, so I would have thought that he'll pass a few, but he's probably on some sort of campaign towards Warrnambool.
I would think so.
So Beatrice probably just giving him a bit of a rev up.
Yep. That's it for acceptances. Nominations, I mentioned Angel Lass, Seymour, 2-year-old. Dentara's also nominated for the same, but I think Robbie's keen on Mornington for her the following weekend, should I say. Wednesday, there's Angel Lass also. Shadow Griffo.
Yep.
In the 1200 metre fillies race. Perugia in the mile, benchmark 78. I think Babe's 50-50 because I think the Camperdown gallops on Monday, and I wouldn't have thought he'd gallop and go to...
No. Well, he's had a bit of a setback with a foot abscess, so we'll just have to wait and see.
But
American Muscle, what's he doing?
Well, I looked through the Ipswich noms and he wasn't nommed. He is trialling tomorrow because he got washed out, so I think he's just decided to forget about Ipswich and look to the following weekend.
All right, so that's what's coming up. We've rushed through this a little bit because it's taken a long time to get this interview together. This guy's been harder to get to than trying to meet the Queen or the Prime Minister.
Had to leg rope him.
Basically, it's easier to get hold of Robbie Griffiths or Darren Weir or Archie Alexander than this bloke down at Warrnambool called Daniel Bowman. He's dodged us 3 or 4 times, Pete, but you finally caught up with him.
Yeah.
And he's got millinery in work with us, and he'll need to smarten up if he wants another one, won't he?
Yeah, well, he gave us a good 6 or 7 minutes, so it's nice to have a listen to where his background is.
Let's have a look at what Daniel Bowman had to say when he was interviewed by George Negus. Oh, sorry, Peter Morganti.
George Negus. Thanks, Darren. Yeah, we have caught up with Daniel Bowman. Today there's been a few hit and misses, but the planets have aligned. Welcome, Daniel, to this week's edition of ATB-TV.
Thank you, Peter.
And probably more importantly, welcome to the trading ranks.
Yeah, absolutely delighted to be offered a few horses with ATB and join the team. Had a lot to do with the ATB brand and ATB horses over the years with my time at Forest Lodge, so delighted to get a few of my own names.
Yep, beautiful. What we'll do, we'll just go back. Where did racing all kick off for you?
It's kicked off with Kieran Maher back when I was 18, just doing afternoons when he had Tears I Cry, and when he won the Group 1 there, that really got the fire started to train myself, and spent some time at Lindsay Park under the Hayes banner, and did 3.5 years with Darren Weir running the Warrnambool show, and had a lot to do with a lot of ATV horses there, Platelet, Lon Espresso, La Passe, Taiyu, Dandino, so yeah, had my footprint on a few ATV horses over the years, and really looking forward to doing it again.
And a lot of our high class gallopers, obviously, Weary does send a lot of the better gallopers down to Warrnambool, and yeah, that was probably the best period for ATB over the last 6 or 7 years with those horses. Yeah, Platelet was an outstanding mare.
Absolutely, you know, they were some of the banner horses for ATB and have really taken the business to another level in the last few years, especially horses like Dandino as well, you know, them horses targeting the cups. But you know, at DJ Bowman Racing we like to offer a individualised training program for every horse to suit every horse exactly what they need. There's no system, just every horse gets what they need and gets that real attention to detail from me personally. We only have about 30 in work, so we can really give every horse the time they need.
With that, how many do you train, Daniel?
There's always 30 in work and then a couple in pre-training, but we usually have between 28 and 30 at our stable at Warrnambool, and that varies from 2-year-olds right through to the older horses.
Yeah. We go back. This be your third full season as a trainer. You were with Weary until I think the 14-15 season. Is that right?
Yeah. This is our first full season. So the first year I think we had 19 winners with 5 city winners. Last year we had 17 winners with 1 city winner, and this year we've already had 18 winners with a few city winners, and there's still a fair few months to go. So this season's definitely been our strongest season. Got a lot of our younger horses that we got in the first year, they're now turning 3 and really starting to hit their straps, so the business is really on having a boom time. And
good support from mixed and varied owners around?
Yeah, big support, a lot of support from local owners, interstate owners, Melbourne owners, so good variation. You know, a lot of people like to have their horse trained down at the beach in the country atmosphere, be able to come down for a weekend away at Warrnambool and see their horse work, and get around to all the race meetings everywhere. You know, we are 3 hours from Melbourne, but we travel everywhere. There's nowhere that's too far away. We've got the float, and we're happy to travel. And
obviously, we're here at Ballarat Trials this morning. You'll push around all the various trial areas as well to will help kick the horses along in their preparations.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's trials at Monday at Camperdown, but just had 3 today that we're going to benefit more by coming here a few days, needed 10 days before their race rather than 7 or 8. So whatever the horse needs, we just do it. It doesn't matter, you know. We work long hours, we work hard, and we pride ourselves on placing the horses to their advantage.
Behind every good partnership, there's a good woman, they say, and obviously Donita and yourself, I was at the wedding about 4 years ago, and obviously a couple of little kids now that certainly would make life a little bit more difficult with the kids, but obviously everything's going really well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, be lost without Donita, and we've got the 2 kids, Charlie and Annie, and you know, they just very cruisy kids, easy going. You know, they've tacked onto the lifestyle and they just go with the flow, so we're very lucky. Got a very good family, got excellent staff that we'd be lost without. So everything at the moment is exactly where we want it. The business is growing in the right direction, always expanding the property and making improvements, and really looking forward to the future.
I know when we sort of spoke for a while about a horse going to her, and one of the big factors is also is the PR and the reporting system, and knowing Donita from Weary's days, that was always a big plus because you know, we love to have weekly, fortnightly updates out to all the owners. So I presume that element has come across with Donita.
Yeah, absolutely. We pride ourselves on our communication. We're not Lindsay Park. We can't film them working every day or give you that sort of communication, but for our setup and our training facility, we pride ourselves on our communication, our updates, and we like to think that the owners know what's going on with their horses most weeks, and they've got a good idea a long way out from the races where their horse is sort of heading, you know.
Yep. Just where you're based, you're just out of Waterville, Archer at Wangoom. It's only, what, 10-minute drive into the beach?
Yeah, 5 minutes from the track, 10 from the beach, on 29 acres. There's 30 boxes, about 13 paddock yards, so we've got a good variation for everything that a horse can need, whether they need to be out in a yard with a mate or on their own or in a box. Whatever they need, we seem that we can offer it.
Yep. Now, obviously, we've got Millinery, which was a Lindsay Park horse, mare that's with you now. She's come along nicely. The serious witness people know that, unfortunately, you had her, but her racing days are over. But Millinery's come along nicely.
Yeah, she is. She just had her first gallop the other day. Still got a bit of a thick coat, but it's starting to come out, and I'm sure when she's really 100%, it'll look really good. But she's slowly building the work up.
Yep.
She'll be back at the trials in a couple of weeks' time. She's probably not going to be ready in time for the May Carnival, but the key with her is we want to have her 100% ready to go to the races, because she's got a really good fresh record.
Yeah.
So we're not going to rush her. She'll tell us when she's ready, and we'll pick the right race.
Beautiful. Just personal notes. Obviously, a keen basketball fan, keen football fan, AFL support.
Love all my sports. Essendon supporter. Unfortunately, the last few years have been a bit difficult, but we're on the up. Yes, big basketball follower, Australian and American. Just a big keen follower of all sports, really. I think most of us who can't be competitors, we always have that desire that we wish we could. So we're very jealous and watch it with a keen eye.
And no doubt that competitive edge comes out in the racing game as a trainer.
100%, if I couldn't be an athlete, at least you guys work with athletes, and horses can't talk back, so they're the best to work with.
Beautiful, Daniel. Well, thanks for that. We look forward to a long and winning association. Obviously, we've small steps with millinery, but I've got no doubt that we'll have horses for years with you guys, and really look forward to it.
Absolutely, very keen to get started.
Thanks, mate.
Well, all I can say is lucky you got him on air, Pete.
And an Essendon supporter.
Essendon, well, they got flogged, didn't they?
No, actually...
Had Carlton go on the weekend.
No, not good, I don't think.
Really?
Play Collingwood tomorrow night.
Oh, right. Already? Jeez.
Yeah.
I think Hawthorn might have beat Geelong by a point.
That was good.
Yeah, I missed it.
Sorry, Liz, but it was good. It was good to watch.
It was a good game. Well, everything's right in the world, isn't it? A couple of horses went down to Cranbourne, had a little trial out of the Michelle Payne yard that
very impressive.
Didn't fly under the radar. That little 2-year-old epaulette filly jumped and ran and won, so I would think she'd be going to the races next week, Pete, or the week after.
Picked out a little race at Maui if it all goes well. Obviously,
she looks like she might have a future.
Well, she's going to jump and run anyway.
And I was pleased to see Lady Mafke, not pleased that she ran last in the trial, but pleased that she jumped out and settled beautifully. And she's a very, very high-class filly, as we saw last prep, and she just wanted to get it all over and done with last prep and had a few little niggles. So we gave her plenty of time, and Michelle's got her back in good order, and I was really pleased with that trial to see her settle.
It was actually good. I mean, the inclination for him is to chase, but she's quite happy just to bowl along.
Well, she's a city-class filly, and probably a bit better if I've ever seen one. And she's got a bright future, and we just got to look after her.
No, for sure, she's doing a good job. So we're not far away with one of those fillies kicking off, which is good.
All right, well, that's all we've got. We've got the big Easter sales coming up next week, and we'll watch all the records get broken in Sydney, Pete.
Huge, aren't they?
The average last year, I think it was over 300,000 last year. I'm tipping it's going to go up at least 50,000 this year. And especially, there's some Frankels in there, and there's some horses by Deep Impact, which can really set some records. So it's going to be interesting to see. The game's in pretty good shape.
Send me piggy bank up with you.
There's no point in me putting my hand up at all, Pete. But
just go and have a good look.
I want to go and have a look at these new sires and just see what sort of types they are. As you need to see what's around.
Yep, for sure. Speaking of triallers, and we're here at Archie's, there's also the Written Tycoon come along nicely, Darren.
Yeah, the Jilly Mac, and it was one that we paraded at the Christmas party, and he's had a couple of really nice trials, and he needs one more to get his certificate, and then he's off. He could be off to the races. He's a big horse, but gee, I'll tell you one thing here at Archie's, pretty much like a lot of our trainers, they're really relaxed and happy, the horses.
You wouldn't know there's horses here, would you?
No, No.
So yeah, so while we had a quiet 2 months with not many runners, we've got a nice batch coming through.
Yeah, I see David Hayes has trialled a few of ours this week too. So there's
Montediva, Safety Dance, Craiganair.
We're going to need to fill the cars up with fuel, Pete, because I think we're going to be driving around a few racetracks over the next 2 months.
We need to fill that little winners column up a bit more too, Darren. That'll happen.
Oh yeah, well we're going okay.
Typically of this quiet summer, isn't it?
Yeah, well we don't race a lot of horses over January, February because the tracks are too hard and it's too hot, and that's when we tend to find they all break down. So we do put a lot out for the summer.
Yep.
And all our winter horses are ready to kick off. But someone forgot to tell them up there that we need a bit of rain.
Talking about daylight savings, he's a month behind.
Yes, well anyway, it'll come, and I reckon when it comes it won't stop. And then they'll be all getting called off and going to the synthetic, and then we'll be whinging. But anyway, look, until next week, here at Archie Alexander's, and I'm Darren Dance with the old mate here, George Negus, one of the great interviewers of modern times, I would have thought.
I'd rather George than Ray Martin.